there, he was advising some of the editors that they should not. So, good morning, gentlemen of the press, once again. Good morning, gentlemen of the press, once again. You are welcome to Defense Headquarters Conference Room for the bi-weekly briefings of the operations of our troops in the various theaters of operation. The last few days was characterized by some setbacks orchestrated by terrorists and criminals in the North Central. This, however, has not been relied on the huge gains and successes achieved by own troops in other theaters of operation, especially in the Northeast, Northwest, and South-South. Be that as it may, our own troops will not relent on the arduous task of protecting lives and property of Nigerians, and consequently, this brief will highlight the operational successes and activities of our troops in the various theaters of operation. Now a look at Operation Hadinkai. In the last 2 weeks, the land component with the support of the air component of Operation Hadinkai conducted offensive operations at different locations in the theater, such as Ukba, Gamziro, Sabil Huda, Bamasa, Uraha Crossing Point, Mbalala, Gamboruta in Borno State. Notable among these exploits of own troops was the capture of a terrorist stronghold of Ukba, otherwise known as Gamziro in the Sambisa forest, where some artillery guns, armored personnel carriers, large cache of arms and ammunition were captured. Also, own troops destroyed terrorist enclaves, captured some equipment, destroyed improvised explosive making factory within the terrorist enclaves. Furthermore, own troops rescued kidnapped civilians and arrested terrorist spies and their logistics suppliers. Furthermore, the air component between 21st to 31st March, after several days of surveillance of enemy terrorist activities at Bukameram, 2 kilometers south of Kolaram, conducted air interdictions, which took a heavy stockpile of Islamic State of West African Province terrorist weapons depot. Cumulatively, in the last 2 weeks, troops recovered a battle tank, 5 artillery guns, 3 anti-aircraft guns, among others. Items were recovered, which we'll get in the release later. Again, a notable high-profile commander of the terrorists surrendered to own troops by name Saleh Mustafa Ibn Katir. He surrendered to own troops at Bama. He was the Qaid of Garim Baaba in the terrorist enclaves. While the terrorists continue to surrender in their droves, as at 5th April, a total of 51,114 Boko Haram terrorists and their families surrendered to own troops, comprising of 11,398 men, 15,381 women, 24,335 children. This is as at April 5, 2022. Accordingly, all surrendered terrorists have been documented, while the arrested ones and rescued civilians have been handed over to appropriate authorities. Now we look at Operation Thunderstrike. Within the period under review, the troops recorded some modest successes as the air component on 30th March conducted airstrikes upon receiving credible intelligence about movement of some terrorists towards Akilibu and Serikin Power Road at Mangoro village between Kaduna and Niger State. The air component intercepted and neutralized scores of terrorists. Accordingly, 34 terrorists were neutralized, while 14 locally fabricated guns and 17 motorcycles which they used were recovered. All the recovered items have also been handed over to appropriate authorities. Also, on 31st March 2022, a large concentration of terrorists were sighted at Kusasu village after deliberate air surveillance and air interdiction was carried out. No fewer than 33 terrorists were neutralized, according to eyewitnesses on the ground. Now we'll take a little shift from the operations and let us see some milestone achievement by the Nigerian Navy in the last 2 weeks. On 23rd March, the Nigerian Navy recorded a milestone in indigenous systematic survey and charting of our offshore waters. The commencement of indigenous survey, which is necessary to support the federal government economic diversification initiative through maritime security, maritime trade and transport. The beginning of this indigenous surveying and charting will also lead to safety on our waters and boost confidence of mariners. With this achievement, Nigeria has joined the elite group of chart-producing nations in the world. Before now, Nigerian sourced its charts from Europe, and prior to this, all the navigational survey and charts was surveyed and charted by United Kingdom Hydrographic Office. Some of them dates back to 1938. Furthermore, Nigerian Navy took delivery of a new ship, NNS Nigerian Naval Ship Kada. The change of flag was carried out at United Arab Emirates by the Minister of Defense and the Chief of Naval Staff. The ship is built to stop over in 5 different countries for a flag show before it berths in Nigerian waters. With the acquisition of this landing ship tank, it will give more impetus for aggressive patrol and policing and other duties on our coastal waters by the Nigerian Navy. Equally, on the 1st of April, a special operation was launched codenamed Operation Dakatar da Barao, which means Operation Stop the Thief. It was flagged off in Port Harcourt. It's aimed at curbing crude oil theft and illegal oil bunkering in the Niger Delta area. Some of the objectives of this operation include to secure our critical maritime infrastructure, to create enabling environment for the sustenance of desired level of hydrocarbon production, safe shipping, and other economic activities. Also to restore investors' confidence in Nigerian maritime domain, among other objectives. Now a look at Operation Delta Safe. Troops in Operation Delta Safe have continued to dominate the zone and conducted anti-crude oil theft and illegal oil bunkering related operations at different locations include Opuama, Celestia, Lolomu River in Warri North Local Government Area, Obodo Waterways in Warri South Local Government Area. Other locations include Elele, Owerri in Ikwere Local Government Area of Rivers State, Elele Owerri. Others are Ozobo Community in Ekeremo Local Government Area. Accordingly, troops discovered and destroyed 30 illegal refining sites, 37 reservoirs, 31 ovens, 12 large wooden boats, 2 cooling systems, 3 receivers, among other items were recovered from the illegal oil production entities. Cumulatively within this period, 12,150,000 liters of illegal refined automotive gas oil was confiscated, 4,000 liters of stolen crude oil, 3 tankers, 3 vehicles, 73 galvanized pipes, 2 motorcycles, and some vehicles were seized from illegal oil bunkers. Now a look at Operation Safe Haven. Within this period, Operation Safe Haven organized cultural day events as a non-kinetic measure to promote tolerance among the diverse culture and custom of the people of its area of operation. The commander on 26 March, during the peace meeting and cultural day celebration held in Sanga and the first Peace and Unity Bush Ball tournament held in Jos, called on youths in Plateau and Kaduna states to distance themselves from any act capable of compromising the collective peace of the people and take lead in the development of peace and other ventures in their society. Some of the people in attendance were the chairman of Sanga local government area, traditional rulers of Ninzo Gwantu, the paramount ruler of Anaguta Kingdom, director of sports Plateau State, and the community leaders, tribal community leaders in Plateau State. Highlights of the event were the presentation of cash, medal, and trophy to winners and participants during the occasion. Now we look at Operation Haram Daji. Within this theater, they've continued the operational offensives against the bandits and other criminal elements within their operational locations. Such places they carried out operations are Maigama, Dam Company, Makarari, Kadagba, Tungar Duse, Babamba, Tungar Kwari villages in Yanka local government area, Gez and Yari village area, and Kaburu forest of Sokoto state. Consequently, within the week under review, 10 terrorists were neutralized, 5 civilians were rescued, and 7 bandits were arrested. Large number of AK-47 rifles, magazines, and Dane guns were recovered from the criminals. All rescued civilians, apprehended bandits, and other recovered items have been documented and handed over to appropriate authorities for further action. Now we look at Operation Wild Stroke. They've continued to sustain the offensive attacks on the bandits and other criminals to checkmate the unlawful activities through clearance patrols and operations. Some of the areas they operated include Tekpese village in Ubama Council Ward, Tioga village in Uwam Council Ward in Ukun local government area, Se Adudu, Se Lagu, Akakpata in Gbaje Tongov area, Mbapa Council Ward of Bua West local government area, Meidadura, Chembe village, Mbarav, Kendev, and Mbako Council Ward in Kwande local government area. Other details are in the brief to be released. Other locations include Apura and Umaisha in Totu local government area of Nasarawa state. Subsequently, troops within the week under review recovered some Dane guns, cell phones, locally made pistols, AK-47 magazines, and some rounds of 7.62 ammunition. 5 vehicles and other dangerous weapons locally manufactured were recovered from the bandits. Some bandits were neutralized and 9 of them were apprehended by own troops. As usual, the recovered items and apprehended bandits have been handed over to appropriate security agencies. Gentlemen of the press, the Military High Command wishes to use this opportunity to assure Nigerians on the determination of the armed forces of Nigeria, the Nigerian police, and other security agencies to deal with all terrorists and other criminal elements in the country. The events of the last few days should not bring despair to the populace. The armed forces of Nigeria committed in its resolve to bring peace back to the country as we are stepping out our operations in all the theaters of operation. And for you, members of the press and the entire media community, we thank you for keeping faith with us. Thank you for your cooperation, for coming for this breastfeeding.
This collaboration, Boko Haram terrorists are gradually finding their staying back. And yesterday, they killed about 10 ISWAP members. So that's because they are collaborating with bandits. So what that? And they are also recruiting children soldiers too.
Thank you for your hydra-headed question. Starting from the rear, we don't comment on the problems between ISWAP and Jazz terrorists. It's not our business to delve into their affairs. Next, you talked about IEDs, the report. I'm not privy to that report, so I cannot competently comment on that. But IEDs have been used, and we are on top of it. This is not the first time, and we are working against it. Like I said in the briefing, we are stepping up our operations. And what else did you ask? The last briefing we had, I'm sure your editor was there, Zoom conference with all the editors, senior editors and media executives with the CDS, Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, and Chief of Air Staff. the issue of Turkana was trashed there. So if you come to me, I can give you the video to play and listen to if you are not briefed in the office. So that issue has been trashed, and I would not like to comment on it now. I didn't get you.
You've not declared bandit leaders wanted like we had for Boko Haram and others, because even at the entrance of DHQ, we have wanted people for Boko Haram, but we've not been seeing that of bandit leaders.
Well, that process is being reviewed because a lot of them have been taken out. Very soon you will see new posters. Thank you.
Sir, my name is Thunderstrike, I arrived from the Uganda.
That you see that is not released by me or not released by Major General O.J. Akpo, the DI, is not from the military. And if you check, I saw all those pictures, none bore the signature of any of the information officers, either the service headquarters or this headquarters. I don't know where people get the videos, maybe through the back door, but it was not officially released by us. Any picture that we want to release, we'll release it via our press briefings and our Twitter handles, which are open for everybody to see. Sit down, please. Yes, I think it is important we explain to you people. In 2020, Operation Haram was on, and we had Operation Sahel Sanity. That time, that was in July, I was deployed there to cover the activities of Operation Desert Sahel Sanity. These kind of operations, they are the same, it's just energized based on new threats that has been discovered. It's the same operation. Everything is synchronized and all coordinated by defense headquarters. It's not a different operation, but to energize the ongoing operations to achieve more results. Last question.
Sir?
I will give you a opportunity. Off your mic. Sit down, please. You said the first one is update on the attack in Biringwari. The update I'm going to tell you is that we are conducting operations, serious operations there now. And that is what we are doing. And we are on their heels. The only report I know is after the incident close to Kaduna Airport, that was not in Kaduna Airport. The garrison commander took journalists, including your reporters. They were there live. It was reported by major television networks. We showed that it was not they didn't attack the airport, that the bandits were on transit and encountered a farmer who is a security controller of an installation there outside the airport. After that incident, the Air Force went ahead and got in contact with those bandits, of which they neutralized them. That's the only report I have now. Now your third question. I wish you could send it to me after this press briefing for me to analyze. I have not seen it.
You mean the video, sir?
Yes, I have not seen it.
Okay, I'll send
Please forward me one.
Can I have a third question? The last question, sir. Can the military or have the military been able to identify if these guys who attacked actually are Boko Haram or bandits?
I think that is not important for now. The important thing is that the military is on top of the game and we are carrying out extensive operations to ensure nothing like that happens again.
Observation. In the situation of attack like that of Biringwari and of that of China, my suggestion to your office is that even if there is no time for recognition.
Thank you for your observation. That is noted and I will work towards that.
In some parts of the Nigeria, Benue and other states. Number one, number two, what is stopping the airstrike of the Boko Haram or terrorist enclaves to the northwest and north central?
First of all, thank you for your first question, which is a little bit hydra-headed. You're talking about open grazing. I cannot comment on that. Right? And if you have been following my press briefings here, we have been carrying extensive air interdictions as had never been before against the terrorists in the northwest and even the north central, both Haram and Thunderstrike. Extensive air operations. If you come, I will give you a report which is in the public domain, or you go to our Twitter handle, you will find out that we have been carrying out extensive air interdictions and air operations as has never been done before. Thank you very much.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.